Game in Houston just about set for basketball. The Timberwolves and the Rockets. When last we saw the Timberwolves in a real game, Russell.
That's what I'm talking about.
The world was a much different place.
The game tonight has been postponed.
And little did we know then just how tough the road ahead would be.
No justice! No peace!
Let's take a look at those latest COVID-19 numbers.
It's just the head of our household is lost. This disease is real.
So many setbacks, so many reasons to question everything. But along the way, one thing became clear. We all missed normalcy. And tonight, a snippet of normalcy finally returns.
Towns with the stuff. Karl-Anthony Towns.
Led by Big Cat, D'Lo, and a supporting cast that includes both an impressive new youngster and a returning beloved son.
Rubio takes it and makes it. He puts his Timberwolves on top again.
The Timberwolves are poised to prove that, yes, the world is now a much different place. A place in which Minnesota basketball is to be associated with excitement, energy, great anticipation, and most of all, success. Well, 2020 has certainly been a difficult year on a lot of levels, but the Timberwolves did get the #1 draft pick in the lottery a couple of months ago, and despite the snowstorm, there will be basketball being played in regular season style in downtown Minneapolis tonight. Welcome to Target Center, everybody. Dave Benz alongside Jim Peterson. Marnie Gilner will be along in a little bit as we bring you another season of Timberwolves basketball here on Fox Sports North, a season that, Jim, it just feels so different because of all we've gone through, as we saw at the top there. But the one thing that is consistent is the Timberwolves have Karl-Anthony Towns, and they have D'Angelo Russell to play alongside him, and that's going to provide a pretty good spark for this team.
You think about the 2015 draft when Karl-Anthony Towns was selected #1 and how young he was, just 20 years of age. And at 25 right now, Karl-Anthony Towns is just short of 9,000 points. So he's going to get to the 10,000 point mark at just 25 years of age. So very few bigs who come to this league with his kind of talent. The three-point shooting combined with the high-level rebounding and the post-up game. So he's just unstoppable. For D'Angelo Russell and Karl-Anthony Towns, it's going to be interesting to see if they can get on the same page. D'Angelo Russell is arguably one of the most talented pick-and-roll point guards in the NBA, and so his craftiness, along with Towns' gifted talents, and all the pieces that Gerson Rosas now has put around these two players, this game is going to be very exciting. They're going to have to get off to a good start because the season is not kind. The schedule is very difficult coming up for Minnesota.
No question about it. Well, since the Wolves last played a game in March, many of us have lost many important people in our families. That includes Fox Sports North. That includes the Timberwolves. And for more on that, we get it down to the Timberwolves public address announcer, Sean Parker.
We ask that you join us in honoring 3 of them. In April, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the entire NBA family were heartbroken by the loss of Jacqueline Towns. Jacqueline was a beloved wife, mother, daughter, grandmother, sister, aunt, and friend. An extremely loving and caring person, she left an indelible mark on everyone she met. Her energy and spirit will never be replaced, and she is missed dearly. We now ask you to observe a moment of silence in honor of Jacqueline Towns. Thank you. In October, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the state of Minnesota were saddened by the loss of Sid Hartman. Sid chronicled Minnesota sports for over 75 years, writing his first column in 1945 as part of a legendary career that included crafting the NBA's first dynasty in the Minneapolis Lakers. Sid was one of a kind and lived a truly extraordinary life as one of the largest figures in Minnesota sports history. We now ask you to observe a moment of silence in honor of Sid Hartman. Thank you. On Friday, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the state of Minnesota were devastated by the passing of Tom Hanneman. Tom's iconic broadcasting career started at WCCO before serving as a host, reporter, and play-by-play voice for the Timberwolves prior to becoming the face of Fox Sports North. A dear friend to all who knew him, Tom's kindness and warmth impacted not only those closest to him, but generations of Minnesota sports fans who grew up watching and listening to him. We now ask you to join us in observing a moment of silence for Tom Hanneman.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Tom Hanneman.
It's no surprise to anyone that yesterday's game was one of the greatest.
Alley-oop thrown down by Michael Beasley. How high can you go?
One of the most versatile and familiar voices in Minnesota sports broadcasting.
We welcome you to Hockey Day, Minnesota.
Tom Hanneman's career spanned 50 years. Tom was in our living rooms for 2 Vikings Super Bowl appearances.
It may be a silly question, but can you describe what you're feeling right now, Kirby?
And who could forget the 1987 World Championship run for the hometown Twins?
The parade is over, but believe me, nobody wants to leave.
Or the dramatic national championship for our Pride on Ice in 1979.
I know you weren't happy before. You got to be very pleased now.
Well, I'm going to smile now. Tom was probably the funniest person I know, but also the kindest, and my memories of him are alive in my mind and cherished in my heart.
Tom was a friend to all, but his lasting legacy and what he was most proud of was his family, his wife, Nancy, his children, Adam, Courtney, and Kyle, and his 5 grandkids. It was being a husband, father, and a grandfather that brought him the most joy. Tom Hanneman impacted so many people, and he will be forever missed.
Saturday. Let's go, let's go. D-Lo and the Wolves go on the prowl in Utah for a Northwest battle with Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz. Saturday on Fox Sports North and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.